The Bloodline is facing a huge issue on SmackDown in Roman Reigns' absence. Liv Morgan's kiss with Dominik mistake was done on purpose. Cody Rhodes chooses his next challenger. Triple H is fostering the best environment for WWE creative to thrive. Rikishi makes a statement on behalf of the Bloodline. WWE legend Haku on his sons joining the Bloodline, and more. Let's dive right in. Rhea Ripley gets a new tattoo. Rhea Ripley might already have quite a few tattoos, but it does not hurt to get more. WWE recently posted a video of the former Women's World Champion from the WrestleMania XL weekend, getting a new design inked on her arm. The Australian star was among the top talents during the WrestleMania weekend, in which WWE organized events that got fans closer to the superstars. The festivities included a tattoo alley, and Rhea Ripley was in attendance to get a brand new tattoo from her longtime artist, Celeste Payne, who is responsible for nearly 95% of the ink on Mommy's body. The latest addition to her collection of tattoos was a simpler one this time, a knife with a deer vertebral handle placed on her left bicep. Ripley enjoyed the unique experience of getting a tattoo surrounded by fans. As Ripley is no stranger to getting inked, she admittedly did not feel a lot of pain. "I'm strong," laughs. "We were talking about it. Once you get it in the other places that hurt way more, everything else feels like a breeze. So, it wasn't bad. It was probably a good 5-6 out of 10. Pain scale," Rhea Ripley said. Rhea Ripley arguably wrestled one of her biggest matches ever at WWE WrestleMania XL and registered a statement victory over Becky Lynch to retain her Women's World Championship. Many people expected Ripley to continue her lengthy reign as the Women's World Champion until an untimely injury derailed those plans. Rhea was forced to vacate the coveted title after Liv Morgan attacked Mommy backstage and injured her shoulder. WWE has since worked the real-life setback into the storyline and has booked Morgan to be the new Women's World Champion. Liv also kissed Dominik Mysterio during the latest episode of Raw, opening the door for a massive angle when Rhea Ripley makes her much-anticipated comeback, which is still a while away. Liv Morgan's kiss with Dominik Mysterio was done on purpose. Liv Morgan broke the internet by kissing Dominik Mysterio as WWE Raw went off the air. While reacting to the segment, Bully Ray noted that the company might not have aired the kiss during the live broadcast on purpose. Liv Morgan defended her Women's World Championship against Becky Lynch in a brutal steel cage match on Raw, which ended with Dominik inadvertently helping Liv retain her title. As Morgan exited the ring after the match, the cameras panned on her and Dominik as they shared a tense moment. For many viewers at home, what followed never made their TV screens. Liv Morgan planted a kiss on a seemingly reluctant Dominik, and many felt WWE allegedly made a mistake by not airing the moment. Bully Ray stated on Busted Open Radio that the promotion intentionally didn't let the kiss make the 3-hour show as they wanted the story to be a big deal online. I don't think they wanted it to be on TV. I think they wanted it to live on social media. The numbers garnered by the video of Liv's kiss prove that Bully Ray's theory might have some validity. The WWE Hall of Famer was convinced there were no missteps on the company's end, or else there would have already been reports of backstage unrest. According to Bully Ray, a botch on TV would have instantly turned heads under the Vince McMahon regime. Bully continued, "I think the WWE did it on purpose, and if somebody really screwed up in the Triple H era, I don't think that would make heads turn as quickly as it would in the McMahon era. If Vince was still there and they missed that shot, or they went off the air, there would be problems this morning. You would already hear stories about heads rolling. I don't know. For some reason, my gut tells me this was done on purpose." While the product and presentation have improved tremendously since Triple H took charge, the number of production mistakes has also reduced or nearly vanished. Bully Ray legitimately wondered about the last time an unforeseen blunder from WWE's production impacted the course of a storyline. The tag team legend could see USA Network officials getting the blame for the Liv Morgan kiss being cut out of Raw, but he still stuck with his original theory. Question for you. When was the last time WWE had a major production error that affected a storyline? I mean, I've got to give them the benefit of the doubt. Now let's just say it was the USA's fault. Let's just say the person working in the truck in the USA was supposed to touch the button for the next show to go on and made a mistake. Okay, I understand. I don't think this was a WWE mistake. Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio's steamy kiss is a trending story in wrestling that is expected to lead to a highly anticipated angle on TV in the future. IWE Hall of Famer was baffled by Cody Rhodes' recent statement. Undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes recently stated that he missed a certain aspect of his AEW run. However, his words and their implications have surprised a Hall of Famer. Cody Rhodes is certainly a charismatic speaker on the mic. However, he had Arn Anderson as his manager during his time in AEW. According to his recent comments, he is quite open to getting a manager for his current run as well. This has puzzled WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long. On the latest edition of Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine, hosted by Mac Davis. Teddy was asked to comment on Cody's words. Long expressed his surprise and downplayed how he worked with a manager in AEW. I really don't know. I don't know why would Cody Rhodes want a manager. That's AEW, okay? We are going in the past now. We trying to stay here in the future, said Long. Teddy Long also talked about the chances of Arn Anderson joining the Stamford-based promotion. That's if WWE wanted him, Arn Anderson. Like I said, that's not Arn's decision. According to Cody Rhodes, his confrontation with Logan Paul before their title match at King and Queen of the Ring led him to recall his time in AEW, where he had Arn Anderson in his corner as his manager. Speaking on Busted Open, the American Nightmare stated he would love to have a manager this time around in the company. One of the reasons I liked having Arn Anderson around me, it was nice to have a guy over my shoulder say what you just said. Say we're not apologizing for greatness, mediocrity loves company, and we're not joining that company. Like, it was something I actually missed when Logan, Paul, and I were doing this contract signing. To see him flanked by so many people, I don't know. Maybe I am looking for the classic wrestling manager to join me on the title reign, and I don't know who that is or what that it is, but it just felt like I wouldn't mind someone to holler the stuff that you just did, said Rhodes. As of now, it remains to be seen what Cody plans to do next in WWE. Cody Rhodes chooses his next challenger. Undisputed WWE champion. Cody Rhodes needs a new challenger. WWE is heading over to Scotland for Clash at the Castle in a few weeks, and the American Nightmare is advertised for the show, but is on the hunt for a new challenger. Just 53 days into his title reign, the American Nightmare has put on a couple of stellar title defenses. He defended the gold at Backlash France against AJ Styles, and then defeated Logan Paul this past Saturday at King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia. Responding to a recent post on X-Twitter, Cody also added to the mystery. He mentioned he was also wondering who he should face next for the undisputed WWE Championship. The American Nightmare turned the question over to the fans, asking who they would like to see him go up against next. I wonder, who do you think? This week on the 83 Weeks podcast, former WCW president Eric Bischoff spoke about Cody Rhodes being the face of WWE. The veteran mentioned that Cody represented the company very well during his public appearances and was the best person to carry the company as its top champion. For what WWE needs right now, Cody Rhodes is the best champion they could possibly have. For what the company needs from an optics point of view, from an audience composition point of view, from an advertiser's point of view. I know people hate when I talk like a business guy, but I think from, again, putting on my producer's hat, not my fanboy hat, I don't think there could be a better world champion right now, Bischoff said. It will be interesting to see who steps up as the new challenger for Rhodes in the weeks leading up to Clash at the Castle in Scotland. Triple H is fostering the best environment for WWE creative to thrive. Former WCW president and WWE Raw general manager Eric Bischoff recently spoke about how effectively Triple H carried out King and Queen of the Ring in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. He enjoyed the show and claimed it was a great event for WWE. WWE took over Saudi Arabia this past weekend. They kicked off the tour with SmackDown Live in Riyadh for the first time, followed by the premium live event in Jeddah. The veteran was impressed by how Hunter carried out the event after Vince McMahon departed from the company. This week on 83 Weeks, Bischoff congratulated Triple H for the success at King and Queen of the Ring. He pointed out that Hunter created a great environment for the creative team to flourish and do the best possible work. The former WCW president felt the current setup was much more settled and functional as compared to the chaotic Vince McMahon regime. I think it's Paul Levesque and his team. It's not just Paul Levesque. Trust me, it's Paul Levesque putting together the right team, getting everybody on the same page in terms of what the goals are, and then allowing people who are great at what they do to do what they do without constantly finding new ways to create chaos and turmoil within the process. I think it's a much more functional, creative machine as opposed to the intense random efforts as we saw under Vince McMahon. With the company's recent success in Saudi Arabia, Chief Content Officer Triple H took to Twitter to inform fans about the WWE experience in the country. In his post, the game mentioned that the experience was a great place to get immersed in the epic sights, sounds, and spirit of WWE and its larger-than-life superstars. Hunter also mentioned that he would have spent a lot more time in the unique venue had it existed back in the day. The WWE experience in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, is the first ever one-of-a-kind experience for wrestling fans in the world. It will be interesting if the company opens up more such outlets for fans around the globe. Rikishi makes a statement on behalf of the Bloodline. WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi made a statement on behalf of the Bloodline. With less than a day to go before SmackDown, fans are trying to see if he dropped a hint in his speech. Rikishi is one of the biggest legends in WWE history and is one of the patriarchs of the Bloodline as the father of Solo Sikoa, as well as Jimmy and Jey Uso. The star has often commented on the ongoing feuds of Roman Reigns, as well as the battle between Jimmy and Jey Uso, often supporting one over the other. He's yet to appear physically in WWE and take part in the story, but has not ruled that out in the future either. The WWE legend was at a fan convention recently when he chose to thank the fans, and interestingly did so not only on behalf of himself, but also on behalf of the Bloodline as well. While he's never showcased himself as an active member of the group, this was one of the first times he's made such a statement. On top of that, he signed off with the "We the Ones" line, which has been used by the Bloodline for a large part of the group's run, raising his finger to the sky. First of all, I'd like to say that I missed y'all. It's been many years as I've traveled across the world. When I come to places like this, it means a lot to me. This is where I was brought up. I just want to encourage all y'all to continue moving forward. Every day is going to be better in life. Rikishi continued to say that even if there was a speed bump, things would get better, and then said that he was speaking on behalf of not only himself, but the Bloodline. The message came only with less than 24 hours to go before SmackDown. Sometimes you come across a speed bump, but that don't mean it's the end of the world. It's important that I speak to y'all this way, because as I walk through, I see the love. Y'all have been standing there for a minute. On behalf of myself and the Bloodline, I want to thank y'all for coming out. Thank you for still supporting Big Kish. And you know how it is, man. We the ones. Fans will have to wait to see if this ends up leading to a story with the legend hinting at his involvement with the heel stable. While the legend has not been part of a show for a long time, that does not mean that he can be free of worry. One of his sons, Jimmy Uso, is out with an injury right now. He was put on the shelf by Solo Sikoa, another one of his sons. This coming on the back of the brother versus brother match at WrestleMania between Jey and Jimmy won't please him. There's a lot of disharmony between the real-life members of the Bloodline at the moment. Fans will have to wait to see if Rikishi involves himself in it by returning to the company. WWE legend Haku on his sons joining the Bloodline. WWE legend Haku recently claimed that he was never told about his sons Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa joining the company. As such, it was quite a surprise for him to see his sons on WWE television for the first time. After Roman Reigns' defeat at WrestleMania XL, the Bloodline went through some significant changes. The vacuum left behind by the tribal chief was quickly filled up by Solo Sikoa, who took command of the faction. One of his first moves was to kick out Jimmy Uso and bring in two new names, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. In a recent interview with Bill Apter for Sportskeeda Wrestling, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa's father, Haku, was asked about his thoughts on his sons joining the Bloodline. He said he was happy his sons were getting to work for an amazing organization under Triple H's guidance. Paul Levesque, it's his era. And thank you for Paul Levesque. It's his time. And it's his time. So I appreciate that he brought my boys in there. And part of this great organization, WWE, said Haku. He also added that he was not aware of his sons being signed at all before their actual appearance on television. He said his sons did a great job in keeping tight-lipped about the news till it was revealed to everyone. I was surprised to see them in there, and on being asked if he knew about his sons joining WWE. No, I guess there was the deal, whatever it was, not to tell anybody, and they did a great job. You know, we are sitting at home and watch Tama coming in, and of course Tonga Loa there. It was great, you know, Haku admitted. While the new version of the Bloodline has captured the attention of the fans in the last few weeks, Vince Russo thinks there are some glaring problems that need to be addressed sooner rather than later. Speaking on the Wrestling Outlaws, the pro wrestling veteran stated that the new additions were not being built properly in any way, and should their characters carry on in a similar ruthless fashion without any direction, they would soon lose the interest of the WWE universe. You're gonna have all these Samoans coming in, and you know, right now, you got these two new guys and you got Solo Sikoa. And bro, these is what their characters are gonna be. They're Samoans. You are not gonna know one from the other. They are not gonna have different character traits. They are not gonna have different personalities. They are all gonna be killer Samoans. So that is why, bro, nobody is going to care, stated Russo. As of now, it remains to be seen what is next in the Bloodline storyline under Triple H and WWE. The Bloodline is facing a huge issue on SmackDown in Roman Reigns' absence. The Bloodline has been at the center of controversy on WWE SmackDown. In Roman Reigns' absence, Solo Sikoa has made changes to the team that have not reflected well on the faction overall. It appears that they may be in trouble. After Reigns' loss at WrestleMania, where the star left to prepare for his next big run in WWE, Solo Sikoa took charge of the group. He has since claimed to have spoken to Roman Reigns, and that he's in charge of the Bloodline until the tribal chief returns. With Paul Heyman not having spoken to Reigns, this remains a doubt. In Roman Reigns' absence, Sikoa kicked Jimmy Uso out of the Bloodline, and at that time, introduced Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa to the group instead. The three have been a dominant force, attacking different stars to establish themselves as a threat to the blue brand. However, there appears to be an issue with Bloodline and Solo Sikoa's plans. Although Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa are in the Bloodline, with Tama Tonga having even participated in several matches, it appears that they have not been added to WWE's official roster. On WWE's site, where current superstars are listed, neither star has featured, leading to doubts about their status. It remains to be seen if the company fixes this soon or if it signals bigger issues for the Bloodline. With Roman Reigns himself not having confirmed the status of the two new arrivals, their position in the company may be tenuous. At this time, it's not certain if WWE is waiting for word from Reigns himself to make them a part of the official roster, in which case, Solo Sikoa may be facing issues. While Paul Heyman is usually the one in charge of taking care of the group, the wise man was not aware of the changes and debuts that Sikoa was planning. The current tribal chief orchestrated the entire situation, and as a result, there's a chance that he may have added Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa to the WWE roster without taking the necessary steps to make them official, something the company may have overlooked as well. Now, fans will have to wait to see how things play out on the blue brand.